Yo, what is going on everyone? AK Trades here, back with another trade recap of the day. I'll be going over price action. Today is July 21st, 2026, Tuesday. The two trades I ended up taking, I'm green on the day because my first trade was relatively low risk compared to the second trade, but let's get into it. Okay. So going into the day, what do I see? I see that we are obvious draws. At this time, we still hadn't taken this daily unfilled, so that was my obvious draw right there. And we had that's pretty much it. That was all I was looking at. Um, and during this 4 hour gap, which we rejected, so we are in bullish order flow. We got a 4 hour CLSD, even though it's not CLSD, but on NQ we got a 4 hour CLSD, so we're bullish. We're bullish. We have this unfilled 4 hour, which is an unfilled 4 hour at the time. So we have two things. Either we manipulate lower, tap into this unfilled 4 hour, two draws. So we manipulate lower, tap into this unfilled 4 hour, go higher, or we go higher and then short the unfilled 4 hour. Only two things to do, bro. So we had this 4 hour fair value gap, which is my protected. We're in bullish order flow, so assuming bullish until proven otherwise. 4 hour fair value gap, tap in, boom. We generated liquidity here, so that also aligned with my bias. Um, we at the 4 hour gap, there was a 1 hour fair value gap happened. So do we really have to go lower to get the 4 hour gap? No, we could manipulate higher and distribute lower. So we had this bullish S&T. So that being said, yeah, this 4 hour gap was also London lows. So we got bullish S&T, displacement higher. So what is my condition for longs? Condition for longs is this 15-minute gap holding. We took it out. This is 15-minute bullish fair value gap tap in. So we came up here, we smacked previous AI here. So this is 9:30, but we generated another set of equal highs with London highs. So I'm viewing this as generated liquidity. Where could we manipulate lower? As this was an SMT low and we're already in bullish order flow. I thought that it was worth a shot to just trade the. I actually entered here. And my stop was here. I entered over here. So we got the inverse. I thought this would be a rebalance to the inverse, and my stop was at this 15-minute order block. So it was directional deciding. Because we're in bullish order flow and because the lows are protected by an SMT. You never know. Maybe I don't know. I just tried it. Maybe I jumped the gun too quick. It is not a bad trade because it is directional deciding. We are, if we want to deliver higher, then we would. Otherwise, we would generate liquidity. So this was pretty much my first trade. I saw that we got a bullish SMT with this swing low, which is the 15-minute gap. So condition for longs is this 15-minute gap holding, and this wasn't any 15-minute gap, but there are no 15-minute gaps. This is just a 5-minute gap. So this 5-minute gap held. It's good. So if we wanted to deliver, we would deliver off this SMT. and I entered here. I also added like here, and then I trailed. And then once we got this wick right here, so we got this SMT, and I was like, oh damn, okay, bet. So now if the move is gonna happen, it's gonna happen from here. Um, we got the SMT. I added another contract because, like, yeah, I mean, I put my balls on the table. Like, if we're gonna long, we're gonna long from there. 519, 524, 518. So 519, 524. So my entry is like right here, and I got stopped out. I got stopped out at 518. So this is pretty much my trade. As I exited early because I saw that this wick is bearish. Like this wick is not happening, and also then I'm like, okay, bet. So we generated liquidity, generated more liquidity, failure swing, and where can we manipulate? We can manipulate to the unfilled 4R, and then we can distribute higher. So generate liquidity, manipulation down, and then distribution higher. This is exactly what I thought. After this long, I was already in a long. Maybe if I was patient, I could have just got the short. But hey, bro, it's fine. I saw the triple equalize, and I'm like, okay, but let me just enter stops over here, and it was directional sign. I don't think it's a bad trade, but either way, that's it. I was quick to realize that longs are not happening, and again, my draw is for gap plus London lows on NQ. Now we this is 0.7 tapping, so this is my catalyst. We have an SMT, plus if we make it back below this low, then the range is failed, so we're going to take this low, and this is an SMT low as well. So we take this low, then we go here. So my idea after this, so that's my first trade. My idea after this, and after we broke down and we took this low, this is my catalyst, and I wanted NQ to manipulate to the unfilled 4R, leaving this over here. So this wick would be my actual stop loss, because now I'm trading the manipulation. I'm trading. I want us to generate liquidity. We have a good place. We are in bullish outflow. We have a good place to manipulate down here unfilled 4R, and then we can, from the unfilled 4R, we can long to generate liquidity. So boom, that was my first trade. Took a small L, and then what did I do? Shorted. I took a 1:1. I was in with heavy risk. I was in with one. I lost 400 here, and then I made 1,500 here. So 1,500 risk. This is my trade. This is pretty much my trade, and the reason this is the catalyst. Reason for this trade is generated liquidity. Now I'm trading the manipulation. I want us to manipulate lower to this unfilled 4R. What would that be? The entry trigger would be this 1 minute IFG. That would be my entry trigger, 1 minute IFG. And yeah, I just took a 1:1. My actual draw would be here. If I held for that, then maybe I would have got smoked by trading here. I don't know, by trading here, I'm not sure. But I was in with heavy risk, so I just took my 1:1 and got out for the day. But this is the trade of the day because generated, or maybe trade of the day is pretty much like this. This would be trade of the day. Directional deciding, stop loss at generated liquidity, because if we take my stop loss, then we're long anyway. So this idea is like, okay, this idea is like, okay, fine, we're leaving generated liquidity, where can we manipulate? I want us to manipulate lower. I want NQ to manipulate lower to unfilled 4R gap, and I just take my 1:1.5. So this is trading the manipulation, or I can wait for the catalyst to be taken, which is right here, and then I place my stop here, and then I go for 1:1.5. Same thing. But yeah, those are two trades I ended up taking. Pretty much that we generate liquidity, where can we manipulate? So same thing, if we have two draws, we take one and then target the other. If we have two draws, we take one. If we came back lower, we're long from here. So we take one, target the other. It was a bit of sloppy delivery, but yeah. Another trade is, yeah, now that we got the 4R gap, we have a huge bullish S&T here. So now, what would I do? I would take an inverse. I'd probably take this 2 mil. It's premium. I'll take this 2 minute gap because now we got the manipulation. Now I'm expecting delivery to equal highs. So what I do, I'll probably long this inverse here. My stop loss, I want my stop loss to be here. So this is probably what I would take. I want my stop loss here because this is the swing low. And I could actually also take AK model and enter at EQ if I want to be freaky. But it's the same thing. Giant liquidity, I trade manipulation. Where could we manipulate? We can manipulate lower. Once we manipulate lower, we're ready to take giant liquidity. Manipulation, distribution. Boom. So yeah, those were trades I ended up taking. Got made some good money, decent money on Express, and I want to book 3 winning days, and I want to take some money out. So yeah, man, those trades I ended up taking. Peace.